Good morning. It is it's a day off. We're gonna go and I'm gonna walk you through my perfect morning routine on a day off. So if the eyes are open, it's about 7 o'clock. Yes, we drink coffee. We're gonna go put it on, but we're not drinking it yet. There's a little trick here. I'll explain later. We're gonna get outside, get our eyes adjusted to the get our suprachiasmatic nucleus rolling for the day so we can get some melatonin for tonight. First thing, normally I don't do this, but we're gonna jump on the scale. 168.9. That's crazy. That's like the lightest weight I've ever been in my life. I can't remember being lighter, honestly, even back in high school. It's crazy. It's nuts. All right, now it's time to make some coffee, but we're gonna get outside as fast as possible here. And we gotta feed Bella. She just told me she's hungry. All right, we made some fresh ground coffee, but we're not gonna drink it yet. It's time for my morning minerals. Here's what I do. I take some sea salt, that's like maybe half a teaspoon, some spring water. Today I'm using Redmond's. We'll get into why. It's not really the importance the sea salt is. And the coffee's being brewed. We're gonna get outside, but we'll do this first. That's about half the water. Today we're gonna go have a workout. So I'm taking 10 99 milligram potassium citrate. There's a reason for these, and we'll get into it. I'll get into the minerals in a minute. They're hard to swallow. They're very dense. Now I'm taking a B1 in this form here, benfotiamine. All right, let's get outside. Coffee's brewing, but we're not drinking it yet. It's a trick. We're on our little walk, getting our first light of the day. Why? It sets your circadian rhythm. Pure and simple daylight. Funny enough, it looks like it rained. I can't believe it. It's been so hot the last few days. We need some rain anyway. So yeah, light in the eyes. My walks usually last about 1,000 steps-ish. Trying to get sort of, get that initial little surge, the heart pumping, the circadian rhythm set. My minerals, why I do that. The salt. Yes, today I used Redmond's real salt, but I have Andean Chilean salt. I have Himalayan pink salt, obviously Celtic sea salt, and some kosher salt. And I think there's some value in a lot of it. Salt is, I'm going to be doing a video about going to a salt room and doing a sound bath in there. And salt is not table salt. If it's mined from an ancient ocean, it comes with a lot of cool little trace minerals. So I actually add it to my coffee when I make it. I add salt, and when I'm working out or when I'm at work, I always carry a bag of salt around with me. And I actually take salt with water because, being ketogenic, even though I am pretty much animal-based carnivore, my body does use sodium very well. I don't hold water, so the hydration, I feel better when I mineralize myself with the sea salt. And the idea is to use, it doesn't matter which salt it is, if it's good quality mined salt from an ancient ocean. Therefore, there's no pollutant, no chemicals, no plastics, no nothing attached to it. Like some of the sea salt that's cheap and just evaporated seawater could have the pollutants of the ocean in it. That's my logic behind that. The potassium is there because, The RDA for potassium is 4,700 milligrams a day. I know I don't even come close to that with the amount of meat I eat in a day. And because sometimes well, obviously it's, you know, the expense of getting grass-fed, grass-finished beef. I have to eat conventionally raised beef, and from a lot of times, and you know, I'm not sure about the mineral status of them, so I just basically cover my ass. So on a big day, instead of doing electrolytes later, you know, you could do Element, or you know, that's pretty popular nowadays, but I just take potassium citrate. It gets me my citrate, so if there's any problems with the pH of the blood, because of the meat, and I mean, a lot of what I do about as far as supplements go is just covering my ass. Is it necessary? Possibly. I do notice a little bit of a difference. If I ever start cramping, my rule of thumb is salt, potassium, magnesium, and the cramps go away instantly. If you're cramping up, anything, even constipation, look at your electrolytes. So my magnesium's at night. I'll just take, I use magnesium malate because I'm physically active. That's just the chelation of magnesium I like, but pretty much magnesium citrate or bisglycinate, whatever would work. And then the B1. Why B1? Well, I don't eat pork anymore. Pork's very high in thiamine, and that's vitamin B1. So I have been supplementing lately, especially for all you coffee drinkers. So, you know, shout out to the Anna and JT at Poco Moonshine Family. We're just talking about coffee. I have a lot of different ideas on coffee, and I think it's a very lesser evil, so to speak. And there's actually a lot of arguments out there to say that it actually might be beneficial in a diet. I think it's what you put in it that would be the disastrous thing. I think if you're focusing on meat and fat and getting your diet squared away, I would say probably ketchup is worse than coffee, just because of the sugar factor. If you're not putting sugar in coffee, you know, there is caffeine. Yes, it could be an addiction, but you know, this is you know, this is the argument of life. So I don't drink coffee an hour before I wake up. So I try to put it off as long as possible. Even though I made it pretty quick when I woke up, I won't drink it till I'm, you know, back in after my walk. And the B1 is actually, the thiamine counteracts the effects of caffeine. So if you drink too much caffeine, take B1, goes away like that. That's a little trick. There you go. Hack. Wisdom. I think I learned that from Dr. Berg about 10 years ago. Pretty crazy. Not 10 years ago, sorry. Well, let's say 3 years ago anyway. So that's why the B1. So I'm not eating pork because of, you know, some reasons I have, and it's not religious. Pasture raised pork is fine, but it's hard to find out here. So in Vancouver, I have to go out to the farms, and when I get it, I love it, but don't eat it from the supermarket anymore. That's another video. Okay, we're getting to my friend, my spiritual side kicking out here. I do this whenever I can, connect to this guy right here, this tree. So give me a moment. We're gonna bond for a minute and not get hit by that thing. I don't know if you can see that, but that's a very nasty looking spider. Another little health tip. Get your feet on the ground. Get grounded. I'm not going to get into the science, but it's probably the best antioxidant you can do. So all these people that are all up in arms about not eating fruits and vegetables because you're carotenoids, flavonoids, isoflavonoids, blah, 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 blah. Put your feet on the ground. Get grounded. Buy a grounding pad. Put your feet on the ground when you're at your desk. Get your feet on the grass as much as possible. You want to heal. It's a good way to do it. I'm a firm believer in being connected to the earth as much as possible. I used to think this was all mumbo jumbo. Now, if it has to do, if you're a spiritual, you know, believe anything to do with frequency, vibration, or, you know, any kind of conscious thought, the earth is a conscious entity. Mother Gaia And you know, it just makes sense to get connected to it as much as possible. So I try. You should too. It's a good thing. So we're on our way back home. It's a little chilly today. I had to wear a sweater, which is crazy. It's been like 30 plus degrees here. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit in the US, but in Canada it's pretty hot. For Vancouver, that's pretty crazy. So it's done just over about 1,200 steps. And note to self, the daylight in your eye is better than the artificial light. So if you can get out, even if it's a cloudy day, the sun doesn't have to be out. This is, you know, straight out of Andrew Huberman's lab. So he's done excessive research into this, into the circadian rhythm and the light in your eyes. And it all has to do with lux. So daylight is better than artificial light. So even if it's raining, you're still brighter outside than it is. So get outside first thing in the morning. Help you sleep. All those people that are having trouble sleeping, you want to sleep like a champion? Try this. First thing you do when you wake up, get outside. Within reason, you know? Get out for 2 minutes. And then actually the forward ambulation is one of those things, I think I've said it in videos before. It gets your eyes acclimatized to the day. You're not on TikTok or any of this social media with your eyes being distracted. It's natural focus horizontally. So now it's time for coffee. All right, here's how I make my butter coffee. And Anna, this one's for you. You gotta try this. Some coffee in a little shaker cup. If you're used to like Starbucks, this might be for you. Since it's a big coffee, I got about just over a tablespoon in there. Now here's a little carnivore cheat code. Take that much coconut oil. That's like a little spoon. It's probably like, you know, I'll give you some scale. That's like a quarter teaspoon, just in there. That's for flavor. Today I'm squirting some MCT oil in there. I don't know the time. It's kind of, doesn't taste like anything, so it just adds some exogenous ketones for the day. So we blend it up. Whenever you're blending coffee, give it a quick zhuzh, let the pressure out, and then do it after. So coffee comes now. It's been over an hour. Why over an hour? Okay, here's some coffee karma for you. When we drink coffee, it's a direct antagonist to adenosine. Adenosine is actually one of the molecules that makes up our energy, ATP, but there's adenosine in the brain that builds up and it gets released as we wake up. Now, when we drink coffee, it directly blocks the adenosine disbursement. So as it blocks it, the caffeine gets us going. If you disrupt the natural adenosine path in your brain with caffeine, what will happen will be later, if you're not fully awake and sort of rolling with your day, it can cause sleepiness. It can cause the crash. That's actually what the caffeine crash is. So it gets you alert at the time, but later on, the potential to get sleepy or tired. So if you find that you're drinking coffee and you're taking naps in the afternoon or getting tired in the afternoon, try not drinking coffee the first thing you do when you wake up. Put it off an hour. Now, I learned that from, I think it was a sleep doctor, I think it was on a podcast somewhere, but that's the science behind it. And it makes sense. And since I've been doing it, I have noticed that I'm not sleepy in the afternoons, ever. Tip, forgot. Thanks, Spidey. delicious. So now it's time, as I'm enjoying my coffee, I will be just going through some emails, finance stuff, and I'm gonna check out some YouTube, see if there's anything that catches my eye, or I got some catching up to do with some people that I'm following, because I met some people yesterday that I will follow. So Woodster72, I'm going to check some of your stuff out. The Poco Moonshine family. I'm going to be on a podcast on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern time, I believe. The links will be on my site, and the Poco Moonshine family, I'll post the links below. But yeah, so we're going to enjoy the coffee, then we'll get into some breathing and some meditation. All right, we had our coffee. We looked over did some surfing, planned some videos to watch. Now we're going to do some breath work. I'm going to start today with 5 rounds of Wim Hof, up to a 2-minute hold. And that's going to get my intention for the day, and also for all you manifestors out there. I put binaural beats on. I'm going to put to the earth tone, the Schumann resonance, 7.4 something hertz. My feet will be grounded. So the 5 rounds is going to set my intention. I will say some prayers and some mantras in my mind as I'm doing the breath holds. Keeps me focused, gets the oxygen circulating, alkalizing my body. This is what it's all about. And then we're going to do a quick some Sufi breathing to create some energy, and then we'll do about a 15-minute meditation, and then maybe get into some yoga. All right, so my headphones go on. I'm gonna listen to the earth frequency. Feet, we're gonna be planted. I'm gonna be laying down with my head facing north, because when I sleep, my head facing south, because when I sleep, I face south. My head is pointed south. Has to do with the electromagnetic field of the earth. Now, when I'm doing my breathing, I'm gonna go the other way and try and get some circulating electromagnetism going. It's just something I do. So, all right, that was 5 rounds of Wim Hof. I feel awesome. Anybody who's got any nervous anxiety, or some attention deficit disorders or anything like that, I highly recommend breath work. Yeah, there's so many scientific reasons why it's good. It pushes you into that point of sympathetic nervous system activation and brings you back into a parasympathetic state, which is rest and digest and fight and flight. And a little bit of stress, the hormetic stress, the oxygenation and the alkalization of your blood, and just for blood flow. And it's so good, including, there's arguments out there about growth hormone boosting, lowering cortisol. Anyway, now that we did the 5 rounds of Wim Hof, we're gonna do 4 rounds of Sufi breathing, which is high activation energy. So we just did 4 rounds of Sufi breathing, which is, the idea is to activate the energy. Now we're gonna do a quick 15-minute meditation. I'll post the link below of what one I'm doing today. I'm gonna do an Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks, 15-minute. All right. Just did that meditation. I'm gonna post another one that's really good. I meditate usually at night, but when I have time in the mornings in my morning routine, I will do it. I don't think there's any right way to do it. Sometimes I think of nothing. Sometimes I focus on a thought. Sometimes I just let it happen. Sometimes I do guided meditations. I think anybody that says meditation is bullshit doesn't meditate. And if you do it, just start doing it. Start with a couple conscious breaths. Just watch the magic happen. It's pretty fascinating. It's a very big part of my life now. And before we do yoga, we're gonna jump in the shower and have a cold one. All right, just got out of my cold shower. It's one of the only New Year's resolutions that I've ever been able to fully accomplish 100%. Was last year and into this year, I've taken a cold shower every day. Will cost nothing. The health benefits are there. It's worth it. Also, this is kind of a carnivore thing. Since I've been eating a lot of meat, I don't use shampoo. I don't use body lotion or anything on my skin. I wash my hands from time to time with soap when they're dirty, but I have not used shampoo or soap this year. And I believe, just look at the ingredients. We read the ingredients in food, read the ingredients in some of the stuff that you put on your body. So it's not only what you put in, it's what you put on. We're gonna start some yoga. I've been procrastinating this for a long time. I've done yoga in the past. I try and stretch and do some exercises as far as movement, but my hips are pretty tight because of my job, always moving forward and driving, seated position, horrible for your hips. So we're gonna start doing some yoga when I can, and it's gonna start today. I mean, this is a 30-day yoga sort of challenge, but you know, my life gets a little crazy. So the timing, just for now, when I can, I'll do it. All right, let's begin. Namaste.
Share with me your insights,
Day one.
Thoughts, your experiences in the comment section
It's on.
of each video.
Let's get it
Your
going.
feedback is super valuable.
So that's my first day of yoga done. I'm getting into some Kundalini yoga. And the reason I'm doing this is it feels organic. Like my hips are tight and I think I need to start doing this more often. So it felt pretty good. Not flexible. We need to work on that, which we will. And then, that's my morning. Taking care of yourself is the best form of selflessness. Take care of yourself. This is what I feel for the mornings. Changed, starting with the carnivore, sort of changed my life. Now I'm taking care of myself first. So on my days off, I smiled, prayed, meditated, did some exercise, got some light in my eyes, and I still enjoy my coffee. I still enjoy my mornings. It's only been a couple hours. And, now we're going to get into, what I got to do today. And, we've got a few errands to run. Got to go to Costco and get some meat for the upcoming weeks. And, then I'm going to go probably get outside for a walk, maybe do another physical workout. But I feel like the day's a win. And that's my morning routine on the days off. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any things that you do in the mornings that are selfless. Stay strong.